Uh, Forgive me. Forgive me.
In your speech to the CBI, you lost your notes, you lost your place, you went off on a tangent about Peppa Pig. Frankly, is everything okay?
I think that people got the vast majority of the points I wanted to make, and I thought it went over well.
And today, in the northeast of England, the CBI's annual conference was addressed by the Prime Minister.
Good morning, everyone. It's fantastic to be here in Tyneside, one of the big net exporting regions in the whole of the UK.
It was an orthodox start to the speech, but soon we were into more unusual territory. When presenting his 10-point plan to support businesses going greener, Mr Johnson compared himself to Moses. He also quoted Lenin and then made this pitch for electric cars.
EVs may not burble like sucking doves, and they may not have that rum, rum, rah, rah that you love, but they have so much torque that they move off the lights faster than a Ferrari.
As the Daily Mail noted, Mr Johnson attempted an impression of a traditional petrol engine, issuing a series of guttural sounds to confuse delegates in South Shields. Mr Johnson also began to list some of the policies he's promoting.
With safer streets, with great local schools, with fantastic broadband.
But at this point, the Prime Minister lost his place and for 21 long seconds couldn't find it again.
Forgive me. Forgive me.
No doubt to his relief, Mr Johnson then returned to the script. And before he was finished, he wanted to talk about a family day out.
Yesterday I went, as we all must, to Peppa Pig World. I don't know if you've been to Peppa Pig World. Hands up anyone who's been to Peppa Pig World?
Not many hands went up. Peppa Pig World is several hundred kilometres from South Shields. The Prime Minister went on.
Peppa Pig World is very much my kind of place. It has very safe streets, discipline in schools, heavy emphasis on new mass transit systems, I noticed.
The FT's Jim Pickard was paying close attention to the Peppa Pig section of the speech, and in a fact check I didn't expect to be sharing with you today, Jim writes, Boris Johnson said this morning that Peppa Pig was rejected by the BBC. You'll be astonished to discover this is not true. And while Jim was clearing that up, it was also hard to avoid the sign behind Mr Johnson. Seize the moment, it said. And Peppa Pig World certainly did. It put out a statement welcoming the fact that Mr Johnson has chosen to speak at length about his visit during today's CBI conference. Here is the Prime Minister on the day out in question. And once the speech was over, one reporter decided to ask what a lot of people were thinking.
In your speech to the CBI, you lost your notes, you lost your place, you went off on a tangent about Peppa Pig. Frankly, is everything okay?
I think that people got the vast majority of the points I wanted to make, and I thought it went over well.
Is everything okay? The Prime Minister was asked. Well, there are no shortage of people offering their own answers, not least the Prime Minister's colleagues inside Downing Street. A senior source at Number 10 told the BBC business was really looking for leadership today, and it was shambolic. And the BBC News political editor Laura Kunsberg tweeted, senior Downing Street source says there's a lot of concern inside the building about the Prime Minister. It's just not working. Cabinet needs to wake up and demand serious changes, otherwise it'll keep getting worse. If they don't insist, he just won't do anything about it. For its part, the opposition Labour Party said no one was laughing because the joke's not funny anymore. Meanwhile, the business leaders who attended were left to consider the speech they'd heard. One chief executive told The Guardian it was interesting that he asked a group of business leaders in the northeast if they'd travelled 6 hours down the road to Peppa Pig World and then talk about levelling up. Interesting's one word. As we've heard, others are being used too.